Some people use meditation and yoga, even prayer or spirituality, like a pressure valve. People tell themselves, I'm feeling stressed, so I'll do something to calm down. But here's a truth I want you to try today. Meditative tools aren't here to manage stress. They're tools to help you reveal the truth. Meditation isn't an antidepressant. It isn't a beta blocker. It's not there to numb you out so you can tolerate what your mind and body are screaming about. It's there to help you hear the message more clearly and then feel a deeper courage to act from integrity and alignment. When you sit, breathe, pray, or move, the point isn't to white-knuckle your way to calm. The point is insight. Let your practice show you the map, where you're genuinely happy and where you're not, where you're satisfied and where you're starving, where you're carrying wounds or judgments that are walling you off from love. Ask yourself as you practice, what is my body saying is too much in my life? Where is it saying something is not enough? And does it feel like you're constantly having to find relief or constantly avoid the pain? If your work environment makes your chest tighten every Sunday night, a longer meditation isn't the fix. If your relationship feels like walking on eggshells, a 90-minute yoga class won't change that dance. If a buried childhood wound keeps pulling you into the same loop, a 5-minute breath practice may take the edge off, but it won't rewrite the pattern. Practices soothe the surface so you can see the depth. And from there, you have to take a courageous leap to meet what you see. So try this reframe. Practice for clarity and let clarity demand change. For example, after your next meditation, your next sound bath, or any kind of practice, write one sentence. Today, the truth I'm noticing about myself and about life is XYZ. Offer yourself a clean and courageous perspective on your life. Now, here's a word of warning so you don't get stuck. When stress eases a little, don't call it a win and stop there. If stress relief is the only goal, avoidance becomes the habit. And then your life turns into a whack-a-mole. You might quiet the symptom here, but they pop up over there. You might quiet your breath, but the same job that's killing your spirit is still ruining your life. You may soften your jaw, but the same isolation that makes your nights ache still persists. You may have better posture, but the same boundary you refuse to set is still causing you to be a pick-me person. Instead of this whack-a-mole game, try a different approach. Use the practice to notice precisely what hurts. Then name the smallest real change that would address the cause. Take one concrete step. Have a conversation, set the boundary, submit the application, schedule the appointment, say goodbye or say hello. Courageously do whatever needs doing. Now, ask yourself this. If you had to move one chess piece in your life this week to reduce the source of your stress, not just quiet it down, which piece would it be? And of course, I don't want you to think I'm saying stress relief is bad. Calming your nervous system is beautiful, necessary even. But let calm be the launch pad, not the destination. Calm gives you the bandwidth to tell the truth, make a plan, and follow through. And remember, insight without action turns into self-criticism and inner conflict, making you lose confidence and self-esteem. Insight without actions turns into internal chaos in some cases. Your practice is meant to braid both, seeing clearly and moving honestly. If you want a simple guide, try this. If your stress is acute or situational, like having a deadline or a sick kid, then yes, use your practice to regulate your nervous system to be able to cope. But if the stress in your life is chronic and identity level, like a career misfit, an unsafe relationship, or inherent shame, you need to regulate yourself in the moment, but then make a plan to redesign your life. That might mean new boundaries, new conversations, new community, or new work. Calm won't fix a misalignment. Only your choices will. So ask yourself, which bucket does your current stress live in? Is it situational or structural. Ask yourself, what truth keeps repeating in your practice? What one boundary or request would honor that truth this week? And if you need to pause this video and think about it, please do that. Now, before I close, I want to give you some examples of what practice for truth can look like. In meditation, for example, the aim doesn't have to be to empty your mind. It can be to listen for the one sentence you have been avoiding. In yoga, the goal doesn't have to be to chase a pose. It can be to notice where your body says no, and then ask where in your life you ignore that same no. With the next breathwork practice, don't try to erase anxiety. Instead, use it to create enough space to make the phone call you've been postponing. If you pray, don't ask for a different life, ask for the courage to choose the one that actually fits you. And if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know this is the heart of Alchemy, the app and community I'm building for people who want real connection and real change. Inside Alchemy, we use practices to surface truth, prompts, conversations, and courses that help you redesign the parts of life that are out of alignment. If that resonates, there's a link in the description to check it out. But first, let's recap. If your practice keeps telling you, this job isn't it, believe it. If it keeps saying, you're lonely, believe it. If it keeps nudging, forgive your younger self, then ask to see that clearly and experience it fully. The body's messages are not the enemy. They are the doorway. Again, meditation isn't for managing stress. It's for meeting reality so you can change it. Yoga isn't for escaping your life. It's for inhabiting it fully enough to choose differently. Breathwork isn't for quieting your voice. It's for giving your voice air. Use your practice for what it's best at, showing you what's true. Then let your life reflect that truth that you've seen. And if this video helps, please hit the like button so it reaches the people who need it, and subscribe for more. And if you want a space that pairs inner work with real life change, check the description for Alchemy. I'd love to see you there.